Hello and welcome back to the course of Basic Electrical Engineering. In this video lecture, I am going to continue with the Unit 2, that is AC circuit. The topic that I am going to discuss in this video lecture is analysis of purely inductive circuit. In the previous video lecture of AC circuit, I have discussed the analysis of purely resistive circuit. I also discussed what we have to find whenever we are doing the analysis of AC circuit. The same procedure we are following here. So let us start with the analysis of purely inductive circuit. So here you can see one inductor is there which is connected across alternating voltage source. Now the circuit consists of pure inductor. Pure inductor means what? The pure inductor is having zero resistance, but practically this is not possible. Every inductor has certain resistance present. For understanding, we have taken the pure inductor. Now voltage source is represented by V is equal to Vm sin omega t, and because of the voltage source, current will start to flow, that is nothing but the represented by small I. Now this voltage source is applied across inductor of self inductance L Henry. As a result, I told you alternating current will start to flow in the circuit, which will set up alternating magnetic field or varying magnetic field in the coil or in the inductor, and this will give rise to the alternating EMF of self induction. So because of alternating current, alternating flux will be produced, and according to the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, EMF will be generated in the inductor, and this EMF is represented by, and this is nothing but the self-induced EMF, which is represented by at any instant t, which is represented by E is equal to minus L di by dt. Now this is back EMF. Why negative sign is there? Because of the Lenz's law. So this is a back EMF which will oppose the cause of its production, and cause of production of generation of alternating EMF is nothing but the current. So negative sign is indicate that is the opposing EMF. So applied voltage is equal and opposite to the self-induced EMF in the inductor at every instant. So we can write V is equal to minus E, because this E is nothing but the back EMF. This is because of the Lenz's law. So we can write applied voltage V is equal to minus E. So we can write minus in bracket minus L di by dt. So we can write V is equal to L di by dt. Now putting the value of V, so V is equal to Vm sin omega t is equal to L di by dt. Now making di subject, so we can write di is equal to Vm divided by L into sin omega t into dt. Now taking integration both the side, so integration of di with is nothing but the I. So left hand side integration is done with respect to current, and right hand side integration is done with respect to time. So I integration of di is nothing but the I. So I is equal to Vm divided by L integration sin omega t into dt. Now integration of sin omega t with respect to dt is given by minus cos omega t divided by omega. So I becomes I is equal to minus Vm divided by L cos omega t divided by omega. So I is equal to minus Vm divided by omega L into cos omega t. Now this is the maximum value of the current. So we can represent, now cos omega t can be represented by sin pi by 2 minus omega t, because sin pi by 2 minus theta is nothing but the cos theta. So I is equal to minus Vm divided by omega L is equal to sin in bracket pi by 2 minus omega t. So I is equal to minus Vm divided by omega L sin, taking minus common from this term, sin in bracket minus in bracket omega t minus pi by 2 bracket complete. So I is equal to now sin of minus theta is equal to minus sin theta. So minus minus becomes plus. So I is equal to Vm divided by omega L sin omega t minus pi by 2. So this is the expression of resulting current. Expression of applied voltage is V is equal to Vm sin omega t, and expression of resulting current is I is equal to Vm by omega L sin omega t minus pi by 2. Now in this expression, the coefficient of sine is nothing but its maximum value, its amplitude. So in the above expression, current attains its maximum value when sin omega t minus pi by 2 becomes unity, and maximum value current is given by Im is equal to Vm divided by omega L. Suppose this is represented by Im. So we can write I is equal to Im in bracket sin omega t minus pi by 2. Now this is the expression of final expression of resulting current, and expression of applied voltage is V is equal to Vm sin omega t. So from both this equation, what we can see? We can say that there is a phase shift of pi by 2 between applied voltage and resulting current. So, and as here phase angle consists of negative sign, phase differences consist of negative sign, we can say current is lagging behind the applied voltage by certain angle. So the conclusion for purely inductive circuit is that current lags behind applied voltage by an angle pi by 2. And now drawing the phasor diagram from using both this expression. So this is the expression of applied voltage, that is V. Now current is lagging behind the applied voltage by pi by 2. So current is drawn in the downward direction. You can take reference V at any position. Suppose you can take reference V over here. So current will come here. Now we have taken reference V here and current is lagging behind applied voltage by pi by 2. So current will be drawn in the negative direction, in the downward direction, and the angle between V and I is pi by 2. So this is how you have to draw, how you can draw the phasor diagram based on the expression of applied voltage and resulting current. Now moving towards drawing the waveform of applied voltage and resulting current. Now this is the expression of applied voltage which is taken as a reference. So V is equal to Vm sin omega t, which is starting at the origin, that is at 0. Now current is lagging behind applied voltage by pi by 2. What does it mean? It means that it attains its maximum value after voltage it attains its maximum value after pi by 2 angle. So this is how you can draw the expression of current. This is nothing but the I is equal to Im sin omega t minus pi by 2. So from both the waveform we can see voltage attains its minimum value at origin and current attains its minimum value at pi by 2. So there is a phase shift of pi by 2 between voltage and resulting current. So this is how you can draw the voltage and current waveform. Now moving towards the inductive reactance. So Im is equal to Vm divided by omega L. Now opposition to the flow of current offered by inductance is known as the inductive reactance. So omega L is a inductive reactance and its unit is ohm. So we can write XL, that is nothing but the inductive reactance, is equal to omega L. Now omega is represented by 2 pi f. So XL is equal to 2 pi fl. So XL is proportional to F. So as the frequency increases, then inductive reactance increases. Next one is a expression of power, instantaneous power and average power. Now we know the instantaneous power is a product of instantaneous value of voltage and instantaneous value of the current at any instant, at every instant. So P is equal to V into I. So V is represented by Vm sin omega t. I is represented by Im sin omega t minus pi by 2. Now P is equal to Vm sin omega t into taking minus from this term into Im sin minus in bracket pi by 2 minus omega t. So minus, now taking, we know sine of minus theta is minus sin theta. So P is equal to minus Vm sin omega t into Im sin pi by 2 minus omega t. So P is equal to minus Vm Im sin omega t into cos omega t. Now we know 2 sin omega t cos omega t is sin 2 omega t. So multiplying this term, multiplying and dividing this term by 2. So we are getting P is equal to minus Vm Im divided by 2 sin 2 omega t. So this is the amplitude of instantaneous power. Now we can write omega t is equal to theta. So P is equal to minus Vm Im divided by 2 sin 2 theta. So that was the expression of instantaneous power. Now finding the expression of average power for purely inductive circuit. So average power for one cycle is given by P average is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi integration 0 to pi 2 pi T into d theta. Now putting the value of P, that is instantaneous power. So P average is equal to minus 1 divided by 2 pi integration 0 to 2 pi Vm Im divided by 2 sine 2 theta d theta, taking minus outside. Now this is the constant term, so taking outside from the integration, so P average is equal to minus Vm Im divided by 4 pi integration 0 to 2 pi sine 2 theta d theta. Now taking the integration of sine 2 theta with respect to theta, so we can write P average is equal to minus Vm Im divided by 4 pi in bracket integration of sine 2 theta is minus cos 2 theta divided by 2. Now limit is 0 to 2 pi. Now taking negative sign out of the bracket, so we can write P average is equal to Vm Im 4 pi into 2, that is 8 pi in bracket cos 4 pi minus cos 0. Now cos 4 pi and cos 4 pi minus cos 0 is nothing but the 0. So P average is equal to 0. So in this case, for the case of purely inductive circuit, average power consumed over one cycle is 0. Hence average power consumed in a purely inductive circuit is 0. Now drawing the waveform of voltage, current and power simultaneously. So this is the waveform of voltage, this is the waveform of current, which is lagging behind the voltage by pi by 2 in the case of purely inductive circuit. Now we have to take the product of both this term, both this waveform. So here, now we have to take the small instant between 0 to pi by 2 to pi, pi to 3 pi by 2 and 3 pi by 2 2 pi. In this, in 4 instant we are taking the product. So here voltage is positive and current is negative, so product becomes negative. So here it will be negative. Now in between pi by 2 and pi, both values are positive, so product becomes positive. Between pi to 3 pi by 2, current is positive and voltage is negative, so product will be negative. And between 3 pi by 2 2 pi, both are negative, so product will be positive. This is how you have to draw the waveform of power from the waveform of voltage and current. You have to take the small instant. So this is the final waveform of the instantaneous power, and maximum value of the instantaneous power is Vm Im by 2, and final is power factor. So power factor is given by cos phi, where is the phi is the angle between applied voltage and resulting current. For the purely inductive circuit, the voltage phase difference between voltage and current is pi by 2. So we can write cos phi is equal to cos 90 is equal to 0. So power factor is 0. That is a minimum power factor which we are getting in the case of purely inductive circuit. In bracket we have to write lagging because this is an inductive circuit. In inductive circuit, always remember current lags behind the voltage. In this case, current is lagging behind voltage by pi by 2. So the power factor of purely inductive circuit is 0 lagging. So this is all about the today's video lecture. In this video lecture, I have discussed about the analysis of purely inductive circuit. In the next video lecture, I am going to discuss about the analysis of purely capacitive circuit. Hope you have enjoyed this video. See you soon in the next video of the AC circuit. Thank you for watching.